Hey, video game fans, this is Matt back again for another Fallout New Vegas playthrough guide. For the third or fourth time, I'm trying to record this. I was having some problems with the save, it wouldn't load, so I'm going to try from a new save. And we're going. Okay. Now, if I can remember the spiel I had created. Okay, to catch you up. I cleared the top floor of the Bison Steve. It was just a combat thing. There was really no secrets or tricks to it. After that, I went back to the prison. I got the convict there that was serving his time to agree to be the new sheriff of Primm. But I still need to get him a pardon from NCR officials. So until that happens, he won't actually take the post. But he did relocate. I believe he relocated to Primm. That's where you can find him. So now we're ready to move on to the next stage. At any time now, I can either betray the NCR and attack the prison. I could go back to Good Springs and complete the missions there because I'm done doing missions for the Powder Gangers. This is where a lot of this becomes a little more flexible. I'm going to get ready to move on to Primm, or not to Primm, to the NCR facility. So I'm basically going to scout out the nearby area, show you some of the features, some of the things that are, easy to miss, things maybe you avoided, or a couple of spots I'm going to tell you to avoid until you're really, really sure of yourself. This was one of the outposts. This is the one that Eddie had you go deal with the dude that was here. Ended up killing him and his group. There's some little loot there, nothing major. A magazine, I think. This is technically not a part of the immediate area around Primm, and I mean it is sort of, but it's in the hills above Primm. You can't actually get here from Primm. It's kind of a because it's all walled in. But I like to include this because it's kind of it's in the vicinity and it's got some interesting points of interest. Thing to note: there are a couple of wild Brahmin over here, or not Brahmin, bighorners. They will appear as enemies, as red enemies on your Pip-Boy. If you look in the lower left-hand corner, you see the little red pips. Except for the babies, they'll appear as neutral, as yellow. They're technically not going to attack you, and you don't need to attack them. It's really confusing when you see something like that, though. It just basically means they're not necessarily friendly. There is a one of the gangs that's in the area has a camp where my crosshairs are. That's not a bad place to attack and loot. I don't really remember if there's anything unique there or if there's any magazines or anything, but all of these little bandit groups are pretty easy to take out early in the game. It doesn't require a whole lot of skills or really good gun skills or anything like that. So there's a couple of points of interest in this little valley here, and I'm just going to ping a few things that I know about. One, this ridge. If you go up to the ridge towards the power lines here, you're going to find another bright follower right here. More energy weapons. I did pick up a another good energy weapon on the second floor of the Bison Steve. Not a recharge rifle. Oh, I must have put it in Eddie. Eddie's got it. What did I find? Oh, a laser RCW. It's basically the equivalent of a laser machine gun. It's pretty nice. I'm storing it on him because I'm going to use it later. I don't really need it now. If you continue over the top of these hills, there's a nice little camp you can raid. I'm going to show a different. There's several different ways you can approach it. It's what it is the prospector camp. and it's been overrun by a local gang, not the Powder Gangers, but one of the tribals. Um, Feel free to clear it out. It will be repopulated with the caravanners at some point, and later on in the game, it might actually respawn with them being driven out again. The game's got some interesting respawn actions. So this little service rail service area is a local campfire if you need to use it and you're out here in the wilds. You got some storage. There's no interior location. The real reason to come here is because there's a bunch of bottle caps. You have a handful of empty sunset sarsaparillas, and then there are all these little individual bottle caps that you can pick up. But man, are they a little picky. I'm not even sure if it might be easier with the mouse, but I have it on controller. So that's a sunset star. That one obviously is a sunset star because you can see it is. Regular cap. Regular cap, regular cap. The hard ones are the ones on the mattress because you don't really want to go to sleep. So you want to make sure you're hitting them. Okay. But you got two more sarsaparilla star caps. I didn't mention it. The first time I was explaining this, I got off on a sidetrack and I never got back to it. Your objective, I'm getting ahead of myself. You'll find out what the objective is later. But the objective is to get 100 of those stupid little caps, the star ones. So that's why getting any opportunity you can to get a few extra ones is nice. This box never has anything in it, but it is locked, so you can go ahead and practice your lock-picking skills on it. It's empty. Why you need an empty case. And there's a sledgehammer here. There's always a sledgehammer there. I guess if you wanted to break the case. That's it. There's really nothing here to loot. That is it for that little location. Okay. There is another point of interest I'm going to point out. As a danger, Will Robinson, do not go here. It's in this little valley. See that red blip? That red blip is a deathclaw. I think a gnarly blind deathclaw. He's nasty. He'll probably kill you a good 9 out of 10 times, even with Eddie. And if you have Eddie here, he could destroy Eddie. I like to post Eddie basically out here. Maybe he'll throw a few shots at him. It is possible to kill this guy if you have good weapons and you get a lot of mines and things. There is another bright follower body in this crevice. Oh shit. Yep, we're in it. Come on, Eddie. Come on, Eddie. Once Eddie's music goes, I'm always afraid he's going to run off into combat. Come on, Eddie. Okay. Yeah. As you can tell, this is not a fight I really want right now. If I'm geared up for it, I definitely have enough explosives. I could probably take him out. You cripple him. That keeps him from moving too fast. And then take him on. But I will say that is a little shortcut. When you are ready to take on a single threat, that is a decent shortcut to, getting your way closer to Vegas without having to do all this business down south with Nipton and the NCR and all the rest of it. But be warned, that Deathclaw is not to be taken lightly. I have lost many a life trying to take that guy. I've used large explosives and everything else. If you can cripple it and hit him with enough high power weapons, you can kill him pretty easily. But you know what? I'll give you a, instead of just telling you about it, I'll let you experience it firsthand. Why not? I'm gonna save the game, so if I do die, I'm not gonna lose anything. I gotta think, what is my best weapon to deal with him? It certainly isn't the incinerator. I don't want to waste all my grenades, is the problem. I'm stocking up on my explosives for another fight. Where is my... Oh, I am carrying it. Oh, I didn't see it. Oh, dots right there. I guess I saw mercenary and I thought it was something else. Speaking of... Huh. Yeah... Doing this on the fly. I wasn't intending to do this, but this could be fun. At the very least, you can see me die a few times. The only problem with this grenade launcher, it does decent damage. The only problem with it is that it's a single fire reload, single fire reload. Some food too. What do I have in the way of actual food? Not much. Looks like I'm gonna have to get some actual food. Hollowed out rock. That's concerning. I don't know. He kind of disappeared on us. Over this ridge, there is a cabin. Oh, this has me so paranoid. There's a cabin that also has some good loot in it. It's nestled between a Deathclaw den and this blind Deathclaw, who usually patrols this valley like a hawk, but maybe he glitched away. Here's the thing, if you go into that Go into that cabin and pop back out. He will respawn. And he will be back. I wonder if he ran off after those Brahmin or something. I don't know. Very interesting. I'm going to save another game here. I'm going to go see if I can get him to respawn. Because yeah, don't rely on him disappearing like this if you play through this, because that is not a normal thing for it to do. It is possible for you to be able to loot this body and back out without being seen, because a lot of times he is on the far side of this little crevice, and you can loot it and sneak your way out. Without him even aware that you're there. And even if he does become aware, he's going to rush to where you were, not necessarily where you are. Okay, so to put this into perspective on what and where you are. Here's the little cabin. Over this hill is another little raider camp, which we'll encounter later on, so I'm not going to deal with that right now. And up in that area, up around the bend there is a Deathclaw. I don't know if that's the Deathclaw Sanctuary. I think that's what it's called. Something like that. It's a cave up there that's got a bunch of Deathclaws in it and around it. I don't recommend going there. Not until you are on a upper tier level. Also, if you have that Deathclaw on your butt and you decide you're going to run this way and come in here to escape him, that is not a guaranteed escape either. Not only will he appear on the outside when you return, he will come into the thing too. I have seen it. Okay. We're safe in here because he doesn't know where we're at. I just know he's going to respawn when I go back out there, though. This is just a little sneak peek because, again, you can play this game a dozen times and never even know that this thing is here, because you're never really going in this general direction. So there's really no reason to even be here. But I remember finding this on one of my early playthroughs and thinking it's a pretty good base. You got both workstations in here. You don't have any kind of a fire thing. You won't be able to do any cooking stuff. But having both ammo and normal workbench in a single location is pretty good. If it wasn't for your neighbors being so nasty, another Sunset Sarsaparilla cap, this wouldn't be a bad camp, because you got beds to sleep in, you got plenty of storage. Another stealth boy. That's my second stealth boy. I've been storing them up. You only need a single stealth boy for one of my little tactics, but it's nice to have an extra. Straight razor. That's it. No unique weapons. You're going to find other cabins that look similar to this. Some of them have good stuff, some of them don't. This one's not bad. It's not a bad... If it wasn't for the neighborhood, it would be a decent base. Well, I don't see a red blip back here, so that's good. I just really don't know what... It somehow despawned. I'm not complaining, mind you. It enabled me to scout and loot this place, but... Man, it has me paranoid. No sense in leaving all my mines behind. All right. Never have to go back through that canyon again. I wish I could say that this would happen for you too. Maybe you can try it. Go there, approach it, have him ping, back out, and go back in. Maybe he'll despawn for you too, but I will not guarantee that that'll happen a second time ever again. But, you know, take that for what it's worth. Oh, that's weird. This valley has some bark scorpions and some coyotes in it, and it has another bright follower. There's a cluster of bright followers here. You got the one on the hill, you got the one in that canyon, and there's another one at the end of this canyon. Gets you some indicator that we're kind of nearing their end destination. There's a few more in the nearby vicinity too. Getting to the outskirts of Nipton, actually. Oh, there's a lottery ticket here. How that got all the way over here. It's weird. Yeah, we're on the outskirts of Nipton now. Another bright follower. If you are, the reason why I'm pointing out all these little bright followers is if you decide you want to play a character whose primary weapon is an energy weapons, bright followers are going to really be your buddy because they always carry a good energy weapon. And so knowing where those bodies are is going to save you some caps because you're not going to have to buy an expensive energy weapon from a merchant, and you're not going to have to rely on randomly coming across one out in the wild. The bright followers all use energy weapons, so finding those bodies is pretty good. Okay. This little canyon here, you can approach from either side. This side is actually the easier side to proceed, approach them on. If you want to ambush these bandits, being up the hills is a pretty easy way to do it too if you have long-ranged weapons. I'm pretty confident in my abilities, so I'm not really that concerned. Don't pay too much attention to all the red blips on the map. You're in kind of hostile territory. There's a lot of bad people here, but they're not all related to this camp. Welcome to the Jackal territory. Messed up my legs. Or some part of me. Probably my arms. Let's see. Well, crap. So this is the Prospector's Den. It's a nice little camp where prospectors, who are basically scavengers, they're the people who go out and look for old ruins to scavenge for stuff. They're called prospectors. This is where their little base is, or was. Prospectors all have, their bodies all carry good stuff. Well, the Jackal gang came in here and killed them all off and are turning it into their own little private party palace. So killing them off and reclaiming it for the prospectors, who are good guys, is a good thing to do. Over this hill, there's our little radiated area with some super mutants, or not super mutants, but the mutant slug things. I don't remember what they're called. It's best avoided. There's absolutely no reason to go over there. There's nothing there to loot. So I just recommend staying clear. I'm so tempted to use that stupid grenade rifle, but it makes such a mess of the area. Okay, my weight's back down to manageable levels. Eddie's probably okay, but he's not great with stealth. I usually go into this fight solo, but having him isn't bad when I'm on hard mode, because at least he's got some... It's another gun in the fire. I was trying to think, isn't there a hollowed out rock or something here too? Thought there was. I might be thinking of a different cave. Might even be something from Fallout 3. Stealth mode. Go into crouch before you go in. Allow them their dignity. A building in a cave. You don't see this very often. Unique locations. Body of the dead prospectors all have good stuff in them. A couple of gang members who have much less good stuff. Oh, that's good. That's reinforced leather armor. That's good stuff. Weighs a lot. Your damage protection is only 8, and it weighs 10. And this is 10, but it weighs 15. So, but I'm going to go ahead and consume it because I want the lighter weight armor, because I'm not a particularly powerful character. All right, Eddie. This is where you might want to consider some little weapon merging. Idea is you're using parts from one gun to fix another similar gun. I look at it as a way of trimming my inventory down to a fraction of what it was. Selling these individually, you can get some money for them, but the broken down weapons aren't worth a lot. So now I have 2 decent varmint rifles instead of a dozen pieces of junk. That's not worth it. I can sell that other pistol for probably enough. And because I don't need all this stuff, I'm going to put it back into Eddie. No reason to carry weapons I'm not going to use. Most of these I just want to fix them up and then sell them for a better price. Some of them are never going to be worth much, but, you know. Okay. Alright, I don't want to use this in close quarters. I think I'm going to go ahead and switch to my pistol. And once again, VOT saves my life. So, instead of just, I mean, one big reason you want to liberate this place is because you'll come back in a few days and the prospectors will be back here and you can talk with them and interact with them. I don't think you can buy and sell anything. I don't think this turns into like a merchant spot. But the other reason you want to come in here is just for the pure loot of it all. Looting this place is pretty slick because the jackal bodies have some pretty good stuff. The prospector bodies are all loaded with good stuff, including, you'll find playing cards and explosives and other good stuff. You can unlock all these things and it's not considered stealing. None of these are labeled red. Whereas if you come in later, I'm not sure if they will be or won't be. I'm not sure. Once the friendly prospectors move in. There we go. Love to get the experience. There's the Tumblr guide. All right. You notice I like having these at, round numbers at 5s. And let's see. Not all these chests have stuff in them, but the ones that do are the ones that are locked anyway are worth looting. Oops. Dead prospector. Got good stuff. A lot of it's junk, but I mean, he doesn't need it anymore. Get some experience picking some locks. Because of the respawning stuff, this is not a good location to use as a base. I'm pretty sure it's also possible for this place to be overrun by bandits. But that just means it's worth coming back here. Okay, let's check our inventory for anything that can be merged. Okay. Give Eddie any of the extra stuff that you're not going to use. must be at his limit. Ooh, my chest is crippled. That's not good. Well, how close am I to being... 2 pounds worth of stuff? Oh, that's nothing. I needed some food anyway. I know I picked some up. Ugh. Not eating roach meat. Not that desperate. Have a little bit of wine. Anyway, this is one of my favorite places to loot early in the game because it's not that hard. You kill a couple of the guys out here. You kill a few of the one. It's 2 out here. 2, maybe possibly 3 on the interior space, and then another like 3 in the building. So, and then this is another body that it's easy to miss. It's always out here. It's another one of the prospectors that was pretty well armed. Another one with reinforced armor. No. We're gonna have to... Can't let that armor go. There we go. All right. Heading back to Primm. Oh, I wanted to correct something too. I was meaning to do this too once we got back to Primm. I said something about not being able to get up on the upper level of the roller coaster until, you know, going through the Bison Steve, in the upper level of the Bison Steve. And I forgot, there is a lower area over here that you can use to get on the thing. You can get on the lower one from here, but that's easy enough to do. And then in back, there's another one where it's wrecked and down on the ground, and you can use this to get up right here. This will take you up to the higher one, which will take you right over here to where the Bison Steve exits up there. But you can take this thing around and use that to jump on top of the roof there. And from there, on the back side of this, not from this side, but from the other side, you can jump on top of this pathway, or you can take the long way around over here. At its height, you can actually jump off of that and get on the roof of the Bison Steve, which isn't a bad vantage point. But considering there's only a few enemies out here to kill, there's really no reason to do that. But yes, you can get up onto those upper tiers from the ground without having to go into the Bison Steve. It's kind of cool to build a base on top of that thing, but you don't have base building in here. Nothing to do here because we need to go to the NCR. This body still isn't here. It really bothers me. They'll respawn eventually. Sometime we'll come into town, or we'll fast travel to Primm, and the body will be laying here. It's another courier's body. and he was also delivering one of these components, and you'll learn. It's just a little bit more of the side story. There's absolutely no tie-ins to your mission, but it is a little bit more information you should have. Ah, plop. We are at that stage where I should go in and talk to the merchant guy. Oh, here we go. Might as well make some food and dog steaks. Ugh. Steak du dog. Steak du hund. It's like, yeah, I got a merchant here in town. Why am I insisting on carrying all this garbage? All right, Eddie. What are you carrying that I want to sell? That's the stuff we need to look at. Most of the stuff is sell worthy. Like I said, I'd love to sell that grenade rifle, but it's only worth 49. You're only going to get about half that. It's more about just cleaning out the inventory of stuff. And then there's the garbage. Some of the stuff that I want to use for crafting, which is why I'm keeping it. Other stuff is just clogging up inventory. Okay. That's hopefully he's here near the door. Oh, don't go running away. Get your butt back here. Get your butt back here. Get your butt back here. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Slowly catching you, buddy. Gotcha.
Hey, youngster.
Okay. First, we'll see what he has that I want. Has he picked up any more cards? Maybe a few. I don't even care if I've already bought them before. Oh, wow. I like weapon mods, but I'd rather buy the weapon mods that I'm going to use. Locksmith Reader. Okay, we're gonna see how quickly I can utilize that. Gotta be. Oop, we've already overstepped. He doesn't have a large number of caps. Okay, we're gonna have to see if there's anything else he has that I want. I will buy that mod from him, because that's worth 442. Not gonna worry about ammo right now. I'm not really starving for ammo. Okay, that should be enough for me to sell another 400. It's all about weight. That's a good price for the cowboy repeater. That's a lot of weight. Okay, I'll buy some special ammo then. He's still giving me more money than I'm giving him. Well, that's good, I guess. I do want to get rid of some garbage. Fine.
Another satisfied customer.
That's totally fine. That's a good exchange. Okay. Now, next on our little adventure. You cleared this place of powder gangers, but they're still in the area. And there's a nice little encounter over here that you can totally miss. But, hey, if you got a bunch of bodies you want to loot, and I like looting dead bodies, it's a fight you can kind of trigger yourself in these bluffs. There they are. Maybe, is this it? I don't think this is it. Oh, it might be on a return trip. I think we have to leave Primm, and then when we come back, there'll be some powder gangers here on the outskirts upset that we killed other buddies. But it's a good encounter. I mean, it's just a firefight between you and a handful of, dirtbags. Kill them, loot them, take their stuff. No big deal. Oh, I remembered. I was going to go back out to the playground and get that magazine. Oh, shoot. I'm getting ahead of myself. Doubly so. I still have to do my lockpicking thing I was going to do. I'm just running in circles at this point. Doink. See? Easy to miss. If you're looking right at it, it's obvious it's there, but in the heat of the moment, it's easy to miss. Okay, so my lockpicking skill is advanced enough. Please tell me I have some fixer. Still don't have any fixer. There is 2 things I want to unlock. And I want to see if I can get them both in a single run. This one requires a little more patience, so I think I should start here. Do you remember the one that's back here that takes 75? Okay. First, let's get some clean water in us. All right, tumblers today. Oh, no, that's a book, not a magazine. Where's my lockpicking guide? Oh, I did get one of those too. Oh, good. So not only am I going to up my lockpicking skill 4 points, so now it is at 61. So now I don't have to worry about any kind of carryover. Okay, we're going to use a locksmith reader to quickly. I did look. Am I being observed? God, I hope not. Oh, come on. Now, we're on the clock. These magazines only last so long. I could have taken the skill that lets them last twice as long, but I didn't. I usually don't, because usually you're just doing one thing and you're done and you don't need it to last for, 10 minutes or whatever. It's not that long. But here we have 2 things that need our upper end lockpicking skill, so I might as well take advantage of this. Ooh, this is tight. Maybe I gotta go a little farther down. Nope. It's just real particular. Bam. So, we now got Lucky, which is a 357 Magnum, unique weapon. And we got through that whole little rigmarole unscathed. Magazine ran out just in time. We unlocked the one that was in the house. Okay. Back to the quest to get to the NCR Outpost, which is up the hill. You know what? I think I'm going to stop it there. This is going to be a part 1 of 2 for this section because we just did a lot of stuff and I don't want these videos to get too long. So I'm going to stop the recording there. Definitely going to save the game. And thanks for watching. Hopefully you're getting something out of this. I'm trying to think of all the best things to teach, so stay tuned for the next one.